Welcome to Author Voices on Air and the stories behind the stories of today's literature and their authors. A presentation of Author Solutions and its publishers. Our host today connects with the writer to share the vision and inspiration behind their works. Insightful, informative, and always entertaining. Please welcome our host for this week's edition of Author Voices on Air. Greetings for indie book publishing, Partridge Publishing. This is J. Douglas Barker. Our book today is titled Bleeding Gull. Look, Feel, Fly. And our author, who is also a poet and a resident of Saudi Arabia, joins me from Saudi Arabia, Raedأنيس Al-Jishi. Thank you, sir, for joining me today.
Thank you for letting me in your show.
It's excellent to talk with you and also discover in our early conversation that you are in a secure and safe place in Saudi Arabia. We hear a lot of unrest is happening in parts of the Middle East, but you are in a good place, so we're glad that you are able to join us today.
Thank you very much. Actually, I am from a city called Qatif on the Gulf of here near the sea, and it's quiet here.
Excellent.
Nowadays.
Quiet is good. Quiet is good. You have been...
nowadays it's great.
Yes. You have been an author and have written several other books. This book is one of poetry, 100 pages, and you have been getting some fine reviews from other individuals who have read your book. What would you say describes your style of writing and style of poetry?
I think that the most of the people of my book say that you make an impact with few words. So that is my vision about poetry. Is how can you tell the story? It will not be about the story. How can you show the experience and make the reader join the experience with you in order to make their own book? So that is, and I think that most of the readers see that in the book.
You have described yourself, or have been described also, as a human rights poet, and you were born in Saudi Arabia. And you also travel extensively. Your book is written in English, which is not your native tongue. Was it difficult to get your poetry into English and written in a poetic form?
Well, actually, it was that difficult because I was studying English for more than 14 years, and I was in love with American poets like Robert Clark, and English poets. So it's happened just normally, but I didn't publish any of one of my long poems or other poems in English because I didn't feel that I was ready. I think my Arabic poems were better, and after 14 years when I believe that I have something to say, I have something that I must say it, about human rights and about peace, about how breaking moments, about the experience that I share and that I felt when I work in some other French tours or what I hear the stories. So I want to share this with people. I want them to work in the shows, look from our eyes, and they see that we have same problems. And we share that humans find in all of the world, so we are not different. That is one of the goals, of the major goals. We can work through it, we have to feel it, absorb it, and we can fly. It's better in my life, and I wish that I will be a part of changing other lives by this action.
The back of your book gives this descriptive of your style. It says the poems are short, fitting on one page, but the imagery and the message are strong and thought-provoking, leaving the reader in a meditative state. That was one observer's opinion of your book. Another one said, what makes reading this book even more interesting is that each poem leaves you with a different feeling from the previous one. There are poems for all moods and all occasions in this book. I would like for my listeners to hear one of your poems. Do you have your book nearby, and can you share one of your pieces of writing with them?
Yes, actually, I have the book here, and I'm getting just pick random here. So I'm going to put breast cancer. My cat is lying on my hand, and he stuns me. How he chooses my right breast and sucks my age till it's 12. I try to astonish him with my left, but he gives it teeth with his hands and doesn't want from it. My child lives 1,000 meanings in my teeth. Why is he afraid of the left? And what to replace him? Thanks.
That's one of your poems. You have, as been described, all of your poetry, or most of your poetry, is assembled on a single page, and you have approximately 100 pages in your book. So there are 100 different observations that you put to poetry. How would you describe your poetry? Is it uplifting? Is it thought-provoking? What would you say it is?
Well, I don't want to describe my book. Actually, the 100 book was in the area copy. Now there will be only 88 poem in the book, because I try to choose the most provoking poems and the one that I think that it will be suitable for everyone in the internet, in the world. I don't want to describe my poetry, but the image. What I think about poetry is this: poetry is not about just picture. It is not something that I want to say as a bridge or to bridge someone. It is something that you have to share with others, with their experience, and that is what I did. That's why I'm using just a few words, because I want the readers to listen to them, to complete them in their soul. That is my way. And maybe it is my poetry.
You have included poems that describe areas that you've traveled to. I believe one is called Tunisia. I'm assuming that is from a travel adventure that you enjoyed. You talk about memories lists. You talk about love and aging love. A lot of different topics. Yes. Beirut Nights. All observations that you've made and set to poetry.
Because poetry is all about love. And those poems that I wrote was about something that touched my heart, traveling. And Tunisia, it is not just because I visited Tunisia. Yes, I visited a good city, and not one nice people there. I met them, good poets. Tunisia is the first city, the first country that says no, and it starts the Arab Spring, and that is why it is the symbol of freedom, and that's why I thought about Tunisia. Actually,
how would you describe to someone, if you were to introduce your book to them? What would you say to them that might get them interested in getting a personal copy of your stories, Bleeding Gull, Look, Feel, and Fly?
I think that I just say to them, this is about our life. It is about the moments that to share with or adults, the current things, and it is about the things that it might change your view to the world, because this event changed my view of the world. It makes me more humble and makes me more understandable to other people from other countries or from other cultures.
Raed, were there difficulties or challenges in getting your book published and distributed?
Yes, of course, because it is in English. In Arabic, I don't have that. I don't have this difficulty. In English, you want to know a good company that will put it in the market and that could take your voice to a lot larger audience in English. And yes, there's difficulties, and you want to make it to make sure that spelling is right, grammar is right, because it is my second language, as you know. So yes, there's some difficulties, but I think that I managed it quite good, because I am now in interview with you. So I think I made an impact.
You did. Right? You have made an impact for sure. And thank you for joining me today from Saudi Arabia. The title of the book, again, listeners, is Bleeding Gull, Look, Feel, Fly, and it's the poetry of my author, Raedأنيس Al-Jishi. Raed, where do we get a copy of your book?
Can get it from anywhere in the internet stores, like in Amazon or Barnes and Noble, and from the company itself, Barnes and Noble is there, and I think you can find it anywhere. Just put there, write there, Bleeding Gull, and we'll find it.
Yes.
And I think that you pronounce my name very well, so I think that you know Arabic, and you could take Arabic well.
Thank you.
I appreciate it.
My pleasure. Let me spell that name for my listeners. The first name, R-A-E-D, middle name, A-N-I-S, the final or last name, L-J-I-S-H-I. Raedأنيس Al-Jishi. Thank you, sir, for joining me today and sharing your story. And again, readers, if you do a search under just the title of the book, Bleeding Gull, Look, Feel, Fly, and Gull is G-U-L-L. There's a beautiful picture of a bird or a seagull on the cover. You'll find this book anywhere that you can request it, and they'll make it available to you. Thank you, Raed, for joining me today and sharing your story.
Thank you for having me, and thanks to everyone make that possible. Thank you.
Look forward to visiting with you again as a prolific writer, which means you have written lots and lots and lots of books. We may be hearing from you in the near future, so thank you again for taking time out to share your story.
Thank you. I will hope that I meet one time. Thank you.
Fantastic. For Indie Book Publishing, Partridge Press, this is J. Douglas Barker.
Join us again next week at the same time as we explore the passion and inspiration behind the works of today's authors, right here on Author Voices on Air.